So as the Zn2 plus ion concentration increases in the electrolyte, there will be a charge difference between the electrode and the electrolyte. This will lead to development of potential, and that potential is called oxidation potential. Clear? If the standard conditions are maintained, like temperature 25 degrees centigrade, concentration 1 molar, and pressure 1 bar, then this oxidation potential will be called standard oxidation. For zinc, standard oxidation potential value is E naught Zn slash Zn2 plus is 0.76. This is experimentally observed. We cannot theoretically calculate it. It is experimentally come out to be 0.76. Now focus here is how I have written this notation. In the earlier case, where we have used the copper, for the copper we have written E naught equal to E naught Cu2 plus going to Cu, because that was a reduction reaction. Here it is oxidation reaction, so I have written E naught Zn going to Zn2 plus. Clear? Now we have made a oxidation half cell and as well as the reduction half cell. Now what will we have to do to make a complete cell? Okay, we have to attach them, both of them. Okay, so let us try to do that. I have taken the two materials. Double zinc one. Copper rod. Here, Zn2 plus ion concentration is there. Here, we have Cu2 plus ion. Okay. Suppose I use a wire, it's a thread. Just as that. Okay. Now, how will you know current is flowing? So let us attach a bulb. So if the current is flowing, then the bulb will bleed. Okay. So zinc rod. Zinc rod is there. This is anode, because oxidation is taking place. This is cathode. Yeah. Now electron is flowing from left hand side to right hand. Direction of flow of the electron will be this. What is the reaction here? Zn going to Zn2 plus these two electrons. This is the oxidation reaction. Its E naught value is 0.76 volt. Okay. Here reduction is taking place. Reaction is Cu2 plus 2 electron going to C. Everybody clear with this? E naught value is 0.34. Oxidation, reduction. Oxidation electrode is called anode, and the reduction electrode is called cathode. So what is the net cell reaction? The next question arises, what is the net cell reaction? So this plus this will give you the net cell reaction. So if you add them, you will get what? Anode is Zn going to Zn2 plus 2 electron. E naught Zn slash Zn2 plus is 0.76. Clear? Similarly for cathode, Cu2 plus 2 electron giving you Cu. Okay. E naught Cu2 plus slash Cu will give you 0.34. Just add them up. So anode plus cathode gives you full cell. Full cell. Full cell reaction is electron will get cancel out. Zn plus Cu2 plus gives you Zn2 plus plus C. And to calculate the E naught value, you have to just add them up. So E naught cell will be 0.76 not 0.34, that is 1.1. So you had made a 1.1 volt of cell. Okay. This is the anode reaction, this is the cathode reaction, this is the net cell reaction. This is the standard oxidation potential, this is the standard reduction potential, and this is the standard cell potential. Clear? Now let us move backward and see. Zinc is oxidizing, Lead 2 plus is going into the solution, right? Positive ion concentration is increasing, electron is flowing through the wire. So if this is the direction of flow of electron, then what is the direction of flow of current? It will be opposite. So this is the direction of flow of current. Okay. Now here copper electron are entering, Cu2 plus is going to the rod. With the time, we will see zinc electrode will get thin. Okay. Because Zn2 plus ion concentration is increasing, zinc is decreasing. Here copper is depositing, so with the time the copper electrode will get thin. Okay. Now just look at the circuit here, look at the cell here. Do you think it will work? Will the electron with the bulb glow? Just look at it. It's something feel incomplete. Circuit is not complete. You see something is open here. So circuit cannot work if it is open. It needs to be closed. So there is a third component to the cell that is called the salt bridge. Salt bridge is an inverted U tube, not the U tube that we watch on internet. It is an inverted U-shaped tube filled with salt. Okay. So let us see salt. We fill this salt with salt. Fill this tube with the salt. But if you do so, what will happen? Either the salt will get stuck or it will just completely fall down from this side. Okay. So we have to hold them and also make them flow. So if you make the solution of that, then what will happen again? Solution will completely fall down to these two containers. So what we do is we mix this salt with agar. Agar is a type of algae. When it is mixed with salt, it forms a paste, like toothpaste. Okay. So toothpaste like thing is formed, and it will completely attach. It will just stay there. It will not fall down. That's it. Okay. You can use cotton here to stop it from falling, but you have to mix it with agar to form a paste-like structure. Okay. Now, why salt bridge? Generally, the salt bridge is made up of AC, potassium chloride. Now, why salt bridge is used? Because with the time, here Zn2 plus ion concentration is increasing continuously. So to add more Zn2 plus to the solution, it is very difficult, because it is already positive charge and you are entering positive charge. So it is difficult. So somehow this need to be balanced. So what we use a salt, it will give you K plus and Cl minus. Here positive ion is more, so Cl minus will move to this side. Okay, and it will try to balance it. Similarly, here Cu2 plus ion is moving away. So positive ion concentration is low, negative ion concentration is high. So in order to balance it, K plus ion moves to this side. Okay? So this is how electrical neutrality is built. So this is the function of salt bridge, to maintain the electrical neutrality between the anode and cathode. Now student will ask, sir, what happens if we directly attach this? Then also you can maintain that. Just directly attach this to this, connect the pipe, and allow them to flow. If you do so, what happens? Suppose you have generated a cell of 1.1. In that case, when the two liquid mix, there will be a potential at the junction called liquid-liquid junction potential. That will be generated in the opposite direction. Here we are getting plus 1.1 volt. There you will get, let's say, suppose minus 0.5 volt. Your effective cell potential will decrease from 1.1 minus 0.5, that is 0.6 volt. So you are reducing your cell capacity. So we need to avoid it. So the function of salt bridge, importance of salt bridge. First, to complete the internal circuit, See, this wire is called the external circuit. This internal thing is called internal circuit. Understand why it is called internal circuit? Because it is called a lower circuit. So who completes the internal circuit? Salt bridge. In salt bridge, ions flows, while in external circuit, current flows. Okay, electron. So, to complete the internal circuit. Second point, to avoid liquid junction potential that I just explained. Okay. Third point, what is the next thing? Internal circuit is complete. To maintain electrical neutrality. Maintain electrical neutrality between what? Anode and cathode. Now, how the salt is selected? Can we randomly select any salt? No. We have to select a salt for which the ionic mobility of cation should be equal to ionic mobility of anion. Salt is selected on the basis of electrical ionic mobility of cation and anion. Both should be same. In case of potassium chloride, the ionic mobility of potassium is approximately equal to ionic mobility of chloride. So that's why we use potassium chloride. Understand this thing? We cannot just randomly select any salt. We have to select on the basis of ionic mobility. Okay. So you have completed the external circuit, internal circuit. Current will flow, your bulb will. Understand this thing? Everybody understand the importance of salt bridge? Okay. So now your homework for today will be, you have to make a cell, similar cell with anode of iron and cathode of, let's say, silver. Understand this thing? You can use the data of cell potential from the NCERT and we can continue. Clear? That's all for today. Thank you everyone.